Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by
Huron Lady River Cruises in Port Huron, offering daily sightseeing trips and private cruises. Sightseers will experience the International Blue Water Bridges, Great Lakes Freighters, the Fort Gratiot Lighthouse, and more. Huron Lady River Cruises on the web at huronlady.com.
Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson. It's August, and that means we are in the middle of summer here in Michigan with plenty of great fishing opportunities to be had all across the state. Our fishing story this week comes to you from above the bridge.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We are starting above the bridge on this week's show. I was recently in the Upper Peninsula doing a little musky fishing in a canoe on a river. You won't want to miss that. And we have some information for you waterfowlers on this week's show as well. You may have heard about this new upcoming teal season. Well, we're going to have all the information for you on this week's show. And we do have a shortened show this week because of our PBS stations. They are in pledge right now. But what we do have for you, well, it is jam-packed with a lot of action. So you stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger, and it's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream. It's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Meijer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meijer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meijer. By Zimmer Roofing and Construction in Port Huron, featuring Duralast roofing systems made in Michigan. Zimmer Roofing and Construction provides installation, maintenance, service, and repair, serving commercial and residential clients on the web at zimmerroofing.com. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
I spend a lot of time on the road, but it is all worth it, especially when you're heading north for a few days in the Upper Peninsula. So many great corners to explore. Tom, what's our plan of attack here? What are we doing here tonight?
We're gonna get some fish.
Yeah?
We'll do what it takes. We don't usually go to regular places and use regular stuff, so hopefully we don't get regular results. That's the plan.
We're chasing musky tonight?
Musky. Yeah. We might get a walleye or two. If we get a walleye, it should be a good one.
Okay. This was no normal fishing trip. We were going to be on the Tequamanon River, which is about 90 miles long. We were also going to be fishing with 4 of us in a canoe. Now, getting the canoe to the water, well, also a big deal. Tom and his boy Trent, along with their good friend Eric Solon, were going to be hiking this boat in quite a ways to get to the water. So here we are. We are, I don't know if portage is the right word, but we just brought in canoe, trolling motor, batteries, all the fishing gear we need for musky fishing on the Tequamanon River. And I don't know, this is maybe 100 feet, 150 feet that we're having to take all the stuff down. Now they're bringing the boat down, and I hope the fishing is worth it. But I tell you what, I bet we will be the only boat on the water. This is the only way to get a boat into this area, so it should be fun. This was a steep bank, and it was hard enough to go down. I really was interested to see how the up the bank trip was going to work. But these guys are hardcore extreme fishermen, to say the least, and they didn't waste any time in getting some big body baits flying as they searched for the elusive UP muskie. So after an hour or so of casting, it looked like we might just have some success.
You hooked another one, eh?
Yeah. You saw, look at them all around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. More.
I have to say, fighting a muskie from a canoe in a pristine UP river, well, that's about as cool as it gets. Tom has this down to a science and lets the fish get tired before they even think about unhooking them. He says that netting the fish only seems to hurt the fish and, honestly, the fishermen as well in these tight corners. So after the fish is good and tired, they go ahead and unhook the fish, take some pictures, and get it right back in the water. As it turned out, the fish were starting to get a little active, and we had number 2 on the line.
Look at the smile. How big is it? You just get the size of the fish by the size of the smile.
Well, we didn't get the hook set on that one, but that thing was...
Coming up right
It tore it.
That's the start, baby.
Oh, my.
Get that close. He's gonna do some crazy stuff. That ain't close.
He jumped right out of the water.
Nice hit.
Jerk, jerk.
Told you. Jerk. Ooh. Reward.
All right, is our unhooker ready back there?
No, not yet. No, he's still too green. That fish is green.
It's pretty big.
Yeah. We give him enough time to play out. We don't use a net or anything, so it takes a second.
Just let them tire out?
Yeah. Give them a couple little taps on the head, and they'll let you know when they're ready to be handled. They can't wiggle anymore.
Trent, what do you like about this kind of fishing?
It's in your face, man. That's what jumped out of the water after it.
It's pretty cool catching these big fish in this kind of a small river.
Oh, yeah. Big lure. We just lost a big one a minute ago. Come up and bit it and didn't get it.
Wow. He had the hook right in his
lips,
nose,
but
right in the very
pulled
tip.
out.
Pulled out.
It's probably 8 inches bigger than this one.
This was a dandy fish and had just hammered the bait right near the boat. Trent is a very good fisherman for just a teenager, and it shows. He has had some good training.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations, young man.
Thank you.
That is
It took a while, but we finally got another one.
What a beautiful fish.
Yeah.
Eric and Trent swapped back and forth throughout the day for the front of the boat, and it was Eric who had the coolest bite I think I'd ever seen, topwater muskie.
That's a nice one. Eric, all right, buddy. Topwater on camera. Yeah.
Way to go!
He's been working for that fish.
Took me all day.
Watch that line up there, Eric.
Oh, yeah. Don't get me now.
Yeah, don't point him at the boat, Eric. Don't lead him away, because he'll jump right in.
Try to unspin him.
Just put his head away from the boat.
I just had to show you this one more time. This fish just destroyed this bait, coming out of the water to get it. It was an awesome evening.
Well, how many casts did that take today for you?
Yeah, that's a fish.
Felt like about 3 million.
What do they say, 10,000 casts? I think you were pretty close.
Yeah.
Your dad will be proud.
Well, I know Eric's dad was proud, as were all of us in the canoe. It was a very unique kind of fishing, and to have a few fish taker offerings, well, it was a trip I won't soon forget. One of the reasons, though, is that it was just so hard to do. This part of the river has no real access points. You can't really wade it. You can't really cast from shore very effectively. Dragging a boat in here is just insane, but yet these guys do it, and they were rewarded. It was getting close to dark as the long task of getting the gear up the hill began, and it was close to midnight by the time we got back to camp. Luckily, some venison spaghetti was awaiting us, and it sure hit the spot. I was able to stay an extra day with the Kehoe clan, and day 2 was going to take us about 30 or 40 miles down the river to do a little brook trout fishing. Central UP is just so close to so many good kinds of fishing, and really that is why Tom and his friends and family looked into this area to put their camp.
Been coming up here, and always we were looking for property, and just finally stumbled into the perfect piece. We had power and year-round road, and said we're going to do something, and it's the location. We're about 30 miles from everything. Central UP over here by Newberry. It can be anywhere in a half an hour to an hour around this end of the UP, so that's what we do. We go just like a base and explore around. 1997 we started building it.
So here we were, tucked away in some corner of the UP, getting ready to explore a stretch of river these guys have caught a few trout on before. So just sit back for a few minutes and just enjoy the sights of a beautiful stretch of Upper Peninsula water. Well, we never did find the monster trout these guys were hoping for, but we caught a lot of fish in some of the most pristine and beautiful parts of our state. It was a couple of days well spent. Thanks to Tom for inviting me to tag along. There is still some time left this summer. If you can, get to the Upper Peninsula and explore some rivers for yourself here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Okay, well, we've got some really exciting news this year. We've got our first early teal season in almost 50 years, and that's going to be starting September 1st. It's going to run September 1 through 7, and it's a special season, so it's in addition to the regular duck hunting season. It's basically 7 extra days that we can hunt teal only, and that is going to be 6 teal per day is what hunters are going to be able to take. Kind of a little bit different regulations. Hunting is from sunrise to sunset. And one of the things that's really important about this teal season is that it's what we call an experimental season, which means that we have to evaluate the take of non-teal species, such as wood ducks that are around that time of year, some of the mallards that hunters could mistake for teal, and we've got to be able to evaluate that. And if we don't reach a certain criteria with the Fish and Wildlife Service, then we won't be able to continue to have that teal season. So it's really important. We're trying to get the word out there to hunters to make sure you know your ducks when you go out there, and you can only shoot teal. So, you know, hone up on your identification skills before you go out there. Make sure that you can tell the difference between different duck species in the air. If you don't know what it is, or if you're not exactly sure it's a teal, we're telling hunters, please don't shoot. But anyway, it is a very exciting opportunity, and one that Michigan waterfowl hunters have not had in a really, really long time.
Identifying these small ducks while flying in the air is not always the easiest thing to do, but knowing what kind of habitat to hunt for them in greatly increases your odds of not shooting the wrong kind of duck.
So teal in that early season really like some big open marsh areas like our Great Lakes coastal areas. Big open cattail marshes, lots of open water. Shallow water though, even some mudflat situations. So we're just trying to tell hunters where they can find teal, where they can likely find teal, and where they're not going to find some of the species such as wood ducks, which you'd find, in some of those forested wetlands or some of those shrubby wetlands. You're going to probably encounter wood ducks there, so it may not be the best place to go teal hunting. So a lot of that information is up on our website, as I say, along with a lot of identification. Teal they're one of our smallest, actually they are our smallest, between blue-winged teal and green-winged teal. Blue-winged teal, so named because they have a bright blue patch on their shoulder, on their wing. Green-winged teal because they have a bright green patch in their speculum, we call it, on their wing. Looking for small ducks, very fast, erratic flyers, and look for those blue patches and those green patches on those wings as they're coming into the decoys or as they're flying by your setup.
Good luck to all of the duck hunters making it out for the early teal season this year.
Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you check us out over the next few weeks. Lots of fun stuff happening. We've been doing a little bit of musky fishing this summer. It's so much fun. It's hard to stay away from that. I'm going to be out on Lake St. Clair doing some fly fishing for muskies and checking out a veterans tournament that happens out there as well. Lots of fun stuff coming up over the next few weeks.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Lots of good stuff coming over the next few weeks here on Michigan Out of Doors. And if you missed part of this week's show or you want to see something again, you can always check us out online at MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com. We have full episodes of the show there every week. And if you do the Facebook thing, we're on there as well. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a shortened show this week because our PBS stations are in pledge. So make sure you pledge early and pledge often and support Michigan Out of Doors programming. And if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Rosie Brothers. Located in Dryden, Michigan, Rosie Brothers has been serving Michigan for over 40 years. Specializing in outdoor needs, Rosie Brothers features Kubota tractors and equipment for use in farm, home, or commercial needs. On the web at rosiebrosinc.com. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore with its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses. Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. By Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meijer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meijer. Closed captioning is brought to you by Propane Exceptional Energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene.